Hello friends, if you are 62 or older and receiving Social Security, I want to be upfront about something before we get into this video. Most of what I cover on this channel is about money being taken from your check, benefits being quietly reduced, or deadlines passing before anyone told you they existed. Today is different. This June, something specific is happening that is putting real money into the accounts of Social Security recipients in every age group in this range, and the majority of people set to receive it have no clear understanding of what it is, where it came from, or whether they are getting the correct amount. What I want to do today is walk you through exactly what this is, who it applies to, what the dollar amounts look like by age group, and most importantly, one thing that a specific group of people in the 62 plus range should be checking right now because they may be receiving significantly less than they're owed, and June is exactly the right moment to catch it and act on it before another payment cycle passes. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. Here is why that actually matters with this specific video. The June payment schedule, the COLA figures, the retroactive adjustments that are still being processed, these things shift every single year. And when they shift, the Social Security Administration does not send you a personal update explaining what's in your check or why the number changed. What I do on this channel is break all of that down in plain language before the payment posts, so you know exactly what to expect, what to verify, and what to do if something is off. The people who are subscribed find out in time. The ones who aren't tend to find out after the wrong amount posts, after the adjustment window has closed, after the money that was sitting there waiting for them quietly disappears without a word. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Let me start with what is actually driving the June numbers, because most people receiving Social Security have never sat down and looked at exactly how their current monthly amount was calculated. In January 2026, a cost of living adjustment of 2.5% took effect across every Social Security benefit in the country. That is a concrete dollar increase that has been built into every check since January. On a benefit of $1,500 a month, that is $37.50 more every month. On $2,000, it is $50. On $2,500, it is $62.50. Those numbers are permanent. They do not expire. They do not get reversed at the end of the year. They compound into every future adjustment as well, meaning the raise you received in January will be part of the base that the next COLA builds on top of. But here's the second thing happening this June that is larger for many people than the COLA. The Social Security Administration is continuing to process and distribute retroactive payments under the Social Security Fairness Act, signed into law in January 2025. That law eliminated two rules called WEP and GPO that had for decades reduced or eliminated Social Security benefits for people who also received a pension from a government job not covered by Social Security. Teachers, firefighters, police officers, federal employees. Those corrections are retroactive to January 2024. They are coming as one-time lump sum payments to some recipients and as permanent monthly increases to others. And a significant number of people who are owed those corrections have not yet seen the money hit their account. Their case is still in the queue. Now, let me break this down by group, because what is coming to your account this June and what you need to do about it is not the same across the full 62 plus range. Group 1, you are between 62 and 65. You claimed Social Security early, which means your monthly benefit was permanently reduced when you filed. The exact reduction depends on how early you claimed. Claiming at 62 with a full retirement age of 67 locks in a 30% permanent reduction. On a benefit that would have been $2,000 at full retirement age, you are receiving approximately $1,400 every month. That is your base. The 2.5% COLA that took effect in January added approximately $35 to that monthly amount. It is a smaller number than what you might see in higher benefit groups, but it is real, it is permanent, and it compounds with every future adjustment. What you need to verify this June is simple. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and compare your current monthly payment to what you received in December 2025. If the two numbers are identical, contact SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 because COLA increases are applied automatically, but processing errors do happen and you are entitled to every dollar of that adjustment. Group 2. You are between 66 and 69. This is the group with the widest range of possible outcomes in June because of how full retirement age works across these birth years, and because some of you are in the middle of a deliberate, delayed claiming strategy that is building toward age 70. If you have already claimed, your June payment reflects your ongoing base benefit plus the January COLA. If you have not yet claimed and you are currently past your full retirement age, every single month you continue to wait is adding 2/3 of 1% to your permanent monthly amount. That compounds to roughly 8% per year. On a $2,000 base benefit, delaying from your full retirement age all the way to 70 adds up to $480 more every single month permanently. On a $2,500 benefit, the additional amount is $600 a month for life. The June payment is not a deadline for your claiming decision, but if you are in this age range and have not run the real numbers on what your delay strategy is actually building toward, this is the month to do it. Group 3. You are 70 or older. You are receiving the maximum benefit available based on your personal earnings record. The 2.5% COLA applied in January 2026 added between $50 and $90 a month to most checks in this range, depending on the underlying benefit. But the most important thing I want people in this group to look at right now is not the COLA. It is the WEP and GPO retroactive correction under the Social Security Fairness Act. If you spent any part of your career in a government job teaching, public safety, federal civil service, and your Social Security benefit was reduced under the old rules, SSA may owe you a retroactive payment covering all of 2024. The average lump sum for affected recipients has been approximately $6,710. Average monthly benefits increased by $360 permanently. Not every affected account has been processed yet. If you received a government pension alongside Social Security and your monthly amount always seemed lower than what your work history justified, call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 and ask specifically whether your account has been corrected under the Social Security Fairness Act. That one call could result in a direct payment to your account this June. Here's the thing I mentioned at the start of the video that applies across every group and that almost nobody in the 62 plus range has actually done. The June payment you are receiving right now is calculated on top of your earnings record. And if that earnings record contains errors, a year where your employer submitted the wrong figure, a year that shows up as 0 when you know you were working, a period of self-employment that was not recorded correctly, then your monthly benefit has been lower than it should be since the very first day you claimed. The 2.5% COLA in January was applied to a number that was already wrong. Every adjustment, every increase, every raise you have ever received has been built on top of that incorrect base. The fix is straightforward. Go to ssa.gov, open your My Social Security account, find the earnings history section, and compare what is listed year by year against your own records. W-2 forms, old tax returns, pay stubs. 1 year of incorrect or missing earnings reduces your monthly benefit by approximately $100. Find it now, file a correction with documentation, and that $100 gets added back permanently to every check going forward, including the ones this June is already building on top of. Here is the full summary. If you are between 62 and 65, verify that the 2.5% COLA from January is correctly reflected in your current June payment by comparing it to your December 2025 amount inside your My Social Security account. If you are between 66 and 69 and have not yet claimed, understand what each additional month of delay is adding to your permanent benefit before you file. If you are 70 or older and worked in a government job at any point in your career, call SSA and ask directly whether your account has been updated under the Social Security Fairness Act. A retroactive lump sum payment may be sitting on your record right now waiting to be processed. And for everyone in this range, open your earnings history at ssa.gov and verify that the record behind your monthly check is accurate, because an error in that record is costing you real money on every single payment, including this one coming in June. The Social Security Administration is not going to call you about any of this. They apply the adjustments, they process the payments, and they expect you to know what you're owed. That is exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe. Share this with someone you know who is 62 or older and receiving Social Security. One conversation can genuinely change what lands in their account. I'll see you in the next one.